Oilers Nation After Dark begins now.
Well, it wasn't as much of a roller coaster as last night, but on the second half of a back-to-back, the Edmonton Oilers walk into Climate Pledge Arena and walk back out with a W. The second of the weekend was his DJing, I guess, right now. Calvin Picker gets the dub. Leon Draisaitl gets his 29th league-leading goal of the season. Our boy Jeff Skinner even got a goal this evening. The boys are feeling good this evening, and much like my boy Matthew Wozniak literally just said, we fucking on the Oilers couch tonight, baby.
Let's go!
Come here!
Saturday.
That was an all-time line from Woz seconds before we were about to go live right there. I wanted to leave my whole lead because that was beautifully put. Hello and welcome to Oilers Nation After Dark. I'm your host, Bordzy, Aaron Bordato, and ONAD is a presentation of Bet365. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Download the app today and use the code NATION. Woz has got an insane energy this evening. I said he's dressed up like Marshall Mathers. Behind that Bet365, Woz was just shaking. I just dropped my phone. Whoops. See, I can't do it like Woz
That
does.
scene from Futurama where Bender turns into a human. He starts eating all the food and he's just partying all the time.
I do know it.
Yes, that's basically how my mind right now. You okay, buddy?
I have another
We're off
pal.
the rails. It is a Saturday night and we're feeling good.
Let's check in with the chat and see how they're feeling. I think pretty well. Kiana's in. Let's go back-to-back dubs.
Dub.
Mr. Burns, Podzilla was amazing tonight. Yeah, opened up the scoring. Not even 60 seconds into the hockey game. Southpaw, play La Bamba, baby. K. Waddy, play the barbershop, La Bamba, baby. I think there's someone named Barbershop in the chat. There's been some chirping going on in here. Let's get into it. It's Saturday night. Let's get nuts. Amanda, very good comment. It seems like we have this dry feasting talk about every team they play these days. Man is just on another planet lately. Yes, he was, as he gets 29th league leading. 29 for 29. I also believe he's 29 years old because I'm 29 years old, and I believe we're the same age. Yeah, here's Barbershop. Leon carrying the team while McDavid stick handling and doing nothing but getting poke checked. May I remind you, Connor McDavid was just on a 12-game point streak. Settle down. Austin's in. We know what he's saying. Shotguns. Yeah, they're right here. We're ready to go. We got our tradition we've got here. The Edmonton Oilers win both games on the weekend back-to-back. Well, we're gonna enjoy our weekend suds as we do. Minecraft says pickles. LFG Allison. Woz also said this repeatedly, undefeated in 2025. Brett, what's that second part say?
Cup year.
Cup year. And Tammy's in with a cup year as well. And we know Tammy, she is the glue that's holding this chat together. Well, there's a lot of glue holding this thing together, but she's in with a super chat that is in support of the Ben Stilter Foundation. Remember, all of your donations in the super chat are in support of the Ben Stilter Foundation, a cause that I don't even need to tell you how near and dear it is. But Tammy's in, $20, says, cup yeah, LFG boys, hearts and stick taps always for Ben. Justine, red hot gambling right now, I guess. Who would have thought Leon last goal would hit twice in a row? I mean, this dude just... You can bet whatever you want with Leon Draisaitl right now. You're going to find a way to profit. Leon, 2 points. Cha-ching this evening on Bordzy's Bankroll.
Bet responsibly.
Tyler's Pants also said, we want Bordzy, we want Bordzy. Bordzy's getting extra pre-gaming in. I was just trying to gather myself after the things Woz was saying. Because the vibes are incredible this evening. Another night, another 2 points. And, I mean, really... You take out last weekend, the loss to the LA Kings, and then the subsequent loss to the Anaheim Ducks, and the Edmonton Oilers are scorching red hot right now. They are 14-3-1 in their last 18 games. I repeat, 14-3-1. We are so back, baby. Look at all those W's in the month of December. And then, bang, starting it off with 2 orange W's. That orange W looks slightly smaller than the other one. I need the biggest of orange W's.
Okay, chill, man.
No, great work. Great work. We also tried to predict the January record this month. So here we go. We're 1 for 1. We also started predicting it after they had already played one game in the month of January. But that's what you get here at Oilers Nation. Was story coming in, obviously.
The Oilers haven't lost in the month of January since 2023.
Shit, that's a good stat.
Whoa,
right
that's
there.
crazy.
Think
That's a
about
good
it.
stat.
If you think about it.
That is a good stat. I like that. So you
Good
can manipulate
call, Matthew.
stats any way you want. You can make it work. Steal
Go
that.
ahead.
Steal that.
Hey, man.
Clickbaity as shit. We like that.
That's
We like
another
that.
banger.
Story coming into this, right? Edmonton Oilers, second half of a back-to-back. They played last night in Edmonton against the Anaheim Ducks, traveled late over to Seattle, which isn't very far, but you still got to travel in between games. We were a little, maybe not concerned, but I was curious to see what the Edmonton Oilers' effort would be and if they would be able to hold up. And surprisingly, to start that game, the Oilers came out very fast, shot out of a cannon. I mentioned Podkolzin scores that goal almost immediately to start the game. They get out to an early 2-0 lead, but they were using their boots. They were using their speed up and down the ice. They dominated the shot category in every period and the entire game. I would say the more the game went along, the boots and the pace did slow it down a bit, more so for the Edmonton Oilers, I will say, but never totally in doubt. They obviously give us a scare there in the third period when Pickard kind of directs that rebound to literally the only spot you can't direct that rebound to. And he not only used his pad to do it, kind of used his paddle. Whatever, we still get the win, but the Edmonton Oilers find a way to make it interesting. Overall, though, was second half of a back-to-back, 4-point weekend. I get it was against the Ducks and the Kraken. I will not apologize for big orange W's in the NHL. Thoughts on the game tonight and the back-to-back in general this weekend?
It was an interesting result. They were, like you said, they started off pretty hot. 2 early goals from Podkolzin and Jeff Skinner. A couple seconds of the game, Pod scores, and it's nice to see him get rewarded based on the effort he's putting on and kind of off the ice. We saw that video circulating online from Tony Brower where he was the only player on the ice there, and it's just good to see him getting rewarded. And he had around almost 12 minutes tonight on the ice. You thought it would have been more based on the early goal, but regardless, the Oilers get rewarded in Seattle. Wasn't the prettiest of victories, but like I say, it doesn't matter how you win it. 2 points is all that matters.
Win is a win, is a win, is a win, is a win. And one of those keys.
Cut you off. Jessica points out the lights were
off.
They flickered for like a second there. I thought there was a Sportsnet broadcast for a minute.
Yeah, that was very weird start to the hockey game. I was confused. Clearly, maybe it iced the Seattle Kraken because the Oilers and one Vasily Podkolzin gets on the board very quickly, right? And that second line of the Edmonton Oilers with Leon Draisaitl, Victor Arvidsson, and Vasily Podkolzin, they continue to be the best line, the most consistent line. We've seen basically everything else get shifted in this lineup except for those three, and it was even pre-Arvidsson injury when he was out for 15 games. These three looked very good together, and they continued to do it again in the first goal there. Great kind of microcosm of everything to start the game. Using their boots, using their pace. All three of them touched the puck. Obviously, Pods over to RV, quick touch pass to Leon. Put the puck on the stick of 29, and there goes Pods. Opens himself up for the one-timer, and he gets on the score sheet. And Pods, he's been great. But he hasn't produced a ton this season, right? That was his 4th goal of the year, and he spent the majority of it. We're coming up on the halfway point of the NHL season, up in the top 6 next to Leon Draisaitl. But he continues to be that staple in the Oilers' top 6 because of all the other things he does. We've said it a lot. But he wins board battles. He covers defensively, and I think it really gives Leon Draisaitl the freedom to be one of the best players on the world, where as opposed to other years and other line mates Leon has had, I think these guys are picking him up more so than Leon picking them. I mean, it goes both ways, I guess I should say, to be fair, but he makes Pods, that is, he makes Dry's life easier, and there's clearly a reason Dry likes playing with him. I mean, Leon looks happier. You mentioned he looks more mature. I saw it a lot online that he just looks happier. He looks like a leader right now, but Leon specifically, Pods, Arvidsson, was thoughts on those three, and they're continuing of building some pretty insane chemistry right now and pretty consistent throughout.
Yeah, I'm watching the highlight here on my laptop, and it's just nice to see the team kind of having some chemistry with Leon Draisaitl. It's nice to see him having chemistry with players not named 97, throughout the past. They would try to experiment different players with them. It just didn't work, and now we see Arvidsson and Podkolzin, they kind of just feed off each other, and that was a beautiful pass. Nice, simple pass from Draisaitl to Podkolzin, who hammers it home with, 57 seconds into the game, and I like Arvidsson in there as well. He just kind of finds a way to get himself involved, and it was just quick, simple passing. And
smart hockey player,
exactly.
Victor Arvidsson is.
Yeah, and there's a reason why he's put up goals and points in the past. And last year he was kind of a little bit hurt, and the worry was that those injury worries would kind of plague into this year, and that hasn't been the case. And former Oiler Adam Larsson on the other end of the ice for that first goal. Yeah,
and he actually left the game, I believe, in the third period. Elliot Friedman tweeted, Brandon Montour played 13 minutes of that third period. God damn, man. That guy's got cardio that I never even had once at my point in my life, and I don't desire to.
Stanley Cup champion.
That's why he plays in the NHL.
Why did you have to bring that up?
Yeah, shut up, Brett.
That was fucked up.
Sick. Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah, you're the bad tonight.
Steve Zanny calls it dry Podvinson. I think we can workshop that a little bit more. I saw some, some other ones in here, but Bosch, good point. Podzilla might not be a huge point getter, but he's tough and back checks like hell, defensively responsible, bangs bodies, wins battles, man. And Leon Draisaitl really seems like he likes playing with him. Allison prediction, Leo will hit 60 goals this season. Fuck it, might hit 70 this season at the way he's playing right now. I said the last game, this is the best goal scoring pace Leon has ever had to start his NHL career, which is insane because he's already got 350 goal campaigns to his name. Another guy, and we'll talk about him in the GBO as well, but we got to talk about it. Jeff Skinner, hell of a weekend for the boy. 2 points on the fourth line for the Edmonton Oilers. Assist last night on the Darnell Nurse goal, and then quite the nasty move from Jeff Skinner over Philip Grubauer, or Philip McGruber, as we covered earlier today on pre-gaming. But that goal was disgusting. It was awesome. It was so a goal scorer's goal, and not many fourth liners in the NHL are going to execute that one. The patience he showed, undressed Philip Grubauer, jock hanging up from the rafters, and Skinner, it's nice to see him produce, right? I don't know if he's going to get off that fourth line anytime soon. He's at least generating points, producing points over this weekend. Jeff Skinner, great tonight. Was good yesterday. Fourth line, both games.
But the better play was Derek Ryan along the boards. That goal doesn't happen without Derek Ryan.
Yeah, I mean, technically. And okay, so what do you think of DR? How many minutes did he play?
He played the least amount of minutes on the team.
This is my shock face.
Sorry. I think he played, Derek Ryan played 7:57. So, hey, you got an apple, and that's what matters. Good job, DR.
Yep, attaboy, DR. Goaltending battle this evening. Calvin Pickard against Philip McGruber. Philip Grubauer out there. Picks makes 15 of 17. Not great. Grubauer, 28 of 31. Grubauer was definitely more tested than the other one throughout this. The shots were almost 2x for the Edmonton Oilers. But Grubauer, solid throughout. I kind of felt the Oilers obviously got out to the 2-0 lead in that first period just over 5 minutes into the game. But he did have some big stops as that one went along. He robbed Leon Draisaitl on a side-to-side lateral move. I can't remember if it was Pods or Arvidsson who sent him the puck, but Leon batted it out of the air, and we literally thought Grubauer pulled his groin on the play because he was so stretched out side to side, but he had some good sprawling saves, and, I mean, he was okay throughout this one, obviously. He allowed 3 goals. More than the other guy in one, Calvin Pickard. We noted on pre-gaming Grubauer's rough numbers so far this season, and how his numbers were even rougher in 8 career games against the Oilers. His goals against started with a 4. Save percentage was in the 830s in his career against the Oilers. Before we talk picks, thoughts on Philip McGruber?
He was pretty
McGruber!
solid. Like I said, on pre-gaming, you don't want to underestimate goalies too much. They can goalie you from time to time, and Philip Grubauer, he's been a solid goalie. There's a reason why he's been in the NHL for so long in the last couple of years, and there's a reason why Seattle's put a little bit of trust in him, right? But it was good to see the Oilers kind of get the better of him. 3 goals. And, yeah, Seattle was kind of finding their way back into this game. I think Grubauer is a big part of that with some of those big saves.
That dry save I'm talking about.
This could have been a 6-goal game if it wasn't for Grubauer.
Yep. Bosch is in. Grubauer was solid. Also, people are debating Pickles or Picks.
I think Picks is what the team calls him. Hey,
I
Picks?
just always
think
call
it's Pickles. I think the team calls him Pickles.
Actually, like since we're on
start a poll, Picks or Pickles. What does the chat want?
Good
what's
call.
your favorite kind of pickle, though?
I'm not the one to ask.
I mean,
I'm not the one to ask.
I don't know.
Okay.
I'll eat all
We
kinds of
move
pickles.
on.
Yeah, we move along.
Sorry.
Calvin Pickard on the other end in the blue paint for the Edmonton Oilers. As I said, 15 of 17 on the evening. Did not have a very heavy workload throughout this one. The first one, whatever. Second one, that's where I was a little... The shot, it was a tough one. We'll see it in the Greta scoring summary here in just a second, but it was a point shot from Vince Dunn. His stick broke on the shot, so it came in way softer. And it felt like had that one come in with more pace to it, Picks probably kicks that one directly into the corner, but it was a little bit of a half-ass shot, and Picks like lightly pad stick directed it literally right to Jaden Swartz at the side of the net there, and that was a tough one. But once again, the most important statistical category for a backup goaltender is the wins category, and that will be Picks' 9th of the season, 9-4-0 on the year. Brett, let me ask you, what did you think about Pickles' performance this evening?
I didn't mind Pickles' performance this evening. Did his job.
I don't even know if I'd say good, but he was...
No, pedestrian, but just did his job, did his thing.
That's all you can ask, right? Like, sometimes.
Well, 100%. Like, you don't need a Vezina trophy worth candidate, whatever, worthy performance every game. You just need your backup goalie to do his job. Calvin Pickard did his job tonight. Liked it. Nothing to write home about, but that's all you need. A win's a win. You have 2 in a row. Haven't lost in January since 2023. I just came up with that stat right now.
Oh, yeah. Credit me, buddy. Come on.
Shut up. He did a good job.
Finally.
Take that back.
Sorry, since you were talking, I was kind of thinking, like, what was the best tandem to win the cup? Because I think, like, there's a lot of Oilers
Murray and Fleury.
Yeah, okay.
That's recency bias, I'd say.
But I'm just wondering, because I think like there's a lot of Oilers fans who were expecting that from our goalies to be that good, that they both have to be elite, and almost like, no, like.
Yeah, I don't know. That'd be a tough question. We'll let the chat mull that one over. That's why we got the chat here. It's basically when I always don't do in my specific research. Just throw it up to the chat. They'll hook it up for you. Yeah. They'll get it done for you. Because I love you and appreciate you. And you will pay me back by throwing down a like on this video right now. Yes, Brett?
Lance Kane, Osgood, and Hasek.
It's pretty good.
Yeah,
that's pretty good. Yeah, okay, yep, that's pretty good.
Alrighty, moving on.
I was going to argue, too. I'd be like, well, back then, they more were like, you had your 1 and you had your 2. It was no 1As, 1Bs, or less.
Well, back then.
But that's pretty fucking good.
Even the Oilers, though, they had Fear and Moog, was it?
Or Ranford at the time.
Ranford, yeah. Oh, shit.
I know it's a lot.
Wasn't live.
Tommy Sal was playing like 70 games back then. Like, goalies were different.
Well, that was the 2000s, not back
Shout
then.
Out.
Yeah.
It is back then. It's been like 20 years, Brett.
How many times tonight did Waz refer to us like young kids? And I'm like, dude, I'm older.
Yeah. I'm like
30?
No, I'm not. I am not 30 right now. No, I am not, Waz. Let's go now to the Greta scoring summary, brought to you by Greta Bar Yeg. One of the best spots in the entire city, downtown Edmonton. They got awesome weekly drink specials, incredible games in the arcade, underrated street food, pretty much everything on that menu. I'll be honest with you, I've probably eaten it all on that menu, yet they still do add some new items. What was the one you've been talking about you want to eat?
The Jamaican spring rolls.
Sign me up. Liam also always talks about Big Mac poutine. I've never had that. Have you guys?
It's really good.
Yeah,
it's really good.
Big Mac, good. Poutine, good. Throw them together, good.
And can never go wrong with pizza taquitos.
Oh, those hit different. They send me to a different
It's crack.
It really is great.
Don't know if that's what they want us using in their ad read, but
well, we'll talk about it.
We'll cut it right before that.
Thank you, Phil.
Hey, my bad. I'll call up Anthony.
Joe Casey, shut up, Phil. All right, let's go go through it here is 57 seconds into this hockey game. Not even the flickering lights could get the Edmonton Oilers off their game to start this one. Oil second line continue to do what they do, and that is dominate. It was a great breakout from Vasily Podkolzin. I don't know if this is struggling for everybody else to play. That's okay. Let's want me paint you a word picture right here. So Vasily Podkolzin takes it up the ice. I mentioned the speed early on in the game. That applied to this line, Vasily Podkolzin. He feeds RV over in the middle of the ice with a nice pass. RV immediately quick decision over to Leon, like I said. And then Pods opens up for that one-timer. Leon puts it on his tape where Podkolzin scores his 4th of the season. And we were worried about back-to-back effort that usually leads into starts with teams. They come out sleepy. They come out slow. That did not apply to the Oilers. 57 seconds into that game. Dream start for the Oilers.
No, without a doubt. And they, of course, quickly scored after that as well. But we'll get to that in a minute, of course. But it was just good to see Podkolzin getting back on the board. I believe his last goal was against the Colorado Avalanche in November.
That was a minute ago.
He hasn't been scoring a lot this year, and that's been fine. He works so well with Leon Draisaitl, like we said. They have that chemistry. Podkolzin does a little bit of that dirty work, and it's just good to see him get rewarded for all the hard work he's done.
Where does one find Big Mac, poutine, and yegg? Only one spot, brother. And that is Greta Bar-Yegg. Then, yeah, like you mentioned, dude, 5 minutes later, less than 5 minutes later, 5:18 into the first period, Jeffrey Scotty Skinner, 7th of the season, assisted by Derek Ryan and Kasperi Kapanen. All right, well, the highlights might not work for us this evening, but that's why I said I'll paint you a word picture with my imagination brush right here. Kasperi Kapanen feeds a streaking Jeff Skinner. Great feat from Kapanen. Not like his later feed that gave it up on the blue line, which we'll touch on that one in just a minute, which I'll describe as a word picture. But Kapanen feeds it to Jeff Skinner. He outweights, dangles Philip Grubauer, outweights him, kind of waits for the pad to drop down, goes roof on him. And the celebration from Jeff Skinner was awesome. And we're hard on this guy. He's been playing 4th line minutes, single-digit minutes in yesterday's game. He was still the good yesterday. And Jeff Skinner has 7 goals so far on the season. Remember last year when all we did was bitch and complain about depth scoring and how we needed it all over the lineup? Well, we're getting it with Corey Perry, with your Jeff Skinners. Kapanen's even been scoring goals here and there. We've seen Rico. Granted, I would like a little bit more. And I guess Zach Hyman counts as depth scoring right now if he's on the 3rd line. But Jeff Skinner was a nasty goal.
That was a beautiful goal, forehand, backhand. That's kind of what you expect from Jeff Skinner. He knows how to score goals. He's done that throughout his entire career. And kind of alluded earlier, it was awesome to see Derek Ryan get on the tail end of that goal. He was along the boards. He was able to get the puck to Kapanen, and he just tossed it up to Skinner, who did the rest. And, it was interesting. You would think that Jeff Skinner would have been rewarded with a little bit more ice time tonight after that goal, but he still only had about 9 minutes, which kind of sucked. But then again, he was stable to the 4th line for a reason.
I will tell you, though, at one point there was like 10 minutes left in the 3rd period. Jeffrey Scotty Skinner, Connor McDavid, Leon Draisaitl, all on the ice together in the offensive zone. I noticed it. I then saw Bag Milk with a tweet that he's like, holy shit, Jeff Skinner, top line sighting. Everybody stay calm. Everybody stay fucking calm right now. Obviously didn't last.
Or were they putting McDavid down? Because what's he been doing recently?
Hey, all right, let's get to the scoring summary first. But yes, another great weekend for Jeff Skinner. Not a great weekend for one Connor McDavid, but as I mentioned, just had a 12-game point streak with 23 points in that stretch. Take a weekend off, brother. Totally cool with it, especially when we win both games. 2nd period, it's Ryan Nugent Hopkins scoring his 10th of the season. Brett tried one more time. He was hopeful that was going to work.
I tried something different. I thought it would work. Sorry, guys.
Connor McDavid enters the zone with some dangles, leaves it for Evan Bouchard. And this was a very nice play because Bouchard gets it, quickly sends it to Connor Brown down low, who has his back to Philip Grubauer. And immediately, like you thought, you could see him thinking, should I just turn and fire this bad boy or whatever? Immediate quick decision, the right decision from Bounty, puts it on a platter for Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, who Doesn't go low blocker. He goes low glove on McGruber there. And beautiful one for Nuge. Been scoring goals lately, 3 in his last 4 games. Officially hits double digits, 10 on the season. Nuge heating up, but was. If you remember that goal, the pass from Connor Brown, the awareness to put it on the tape, the platter for Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. You put him in that close. We've seen him score 36 before. Nuge gets his 10th of the year.
Oh, it's just good to see him scoring
Nuggy.
in general, because one of the complaints I think a lot of people have with Ryan Nugent-Hopkins is that his goal scoring, his point streaks are really weird. Sometimes it feels like he's not even on the ice, but he still does all the little things that you don't tend to notice with the naked eye. But Ryan Nugent-Hopkins is now scoring. This is really good for the Edmonton Oilers, especially, they've got some tough opponents coming down the stretch here on the road. So Nuge getting hot at the right time, I have no issues with that. My only thing I would want to see more from Ryan Nugent-Hopkins is very nitpicky, but scoring like big, game-winning goals, just having more important goals, I guess. I find
you're right. That is pretty nitpicky.
Yeah, that's all I can say about Nuge.
He scored the game winner against Utah.
Shut up. You know what, man?
There you go. I get what you mean. Yeah, you'd like to get bigger. I'll just take any goals.
Good teams.
I'll take any goals from Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. Beggars cannot be choosers. Way to find a way to produce lately.
That sounds like people who talk about Stuart Skinner. He doesn't make that save,
Yeah, no, it did sound like that. That's why I'm moving along. I'm kidding. I love you. I got no more water. First goal for the Seattle Kraken who'd you say your player to watch was tonight?
Chandler Stevenson.
You also called him Stephenson earlier today. And I laughed pretty hard at that. Yeah, I know it was. First goal for the Kraken.
Yeah.
15:56 into the period. It's probably a good thing that we can't watch this replay here, because the play from Kasperi Kapanen was beat your head against the wall type bad. Not even Evan Bouchard makes passes that bad. Okay, it was a spinorama, no look, backhand pass along the offensive blue line that immediately did not work. Chandler Stevenson takes the puck. It's unassisted because he just took that bitch, skated it all the way up the ice, and finds a way to beat one Calvin Pickard. Well, it is nice we don't have to watch this, but tough
I am
one
watching it right now.
Yeah, tough one for Kapanen there.
Kapanen, I don't think he really had an idea of what to do with the puck. He was just kind of hoping it would get to, I believe that was Nurse.
Fuck it. Hopefully he's down there.
Send a grenade. Chandler Stevenson controls it well and finishes even better. Of course, you can be like nitpicky, like I said. Picks has got to save that one, but that was just a good goal, I think, from Stevenson, and capitalizing on a mistake by the Edmonton Oilers.
Yeah, not blaming Picks there at all. It's tough for Kapanen. He's been great since being acquired for the Edmonton Oilers. Hasn't made a ton of egregious errors like this. Bound to happen eventually, and I'm sure he knows how bad that was. And when he gets in film, I'm sure he'll get a good look at that one, which we don't have to right now. Shout out that. Then the next one. Jaden Schwartz scores his 13th of the season this year, makes it 2 goals for the Kraken, a 1-goal game. As I mentioned, Vince Dunn takes a clapper from the point, but his stick shatters, and it comes in at a very weird speed. And Calvin Pickard, you could kind of see the wheels turning of how should I play this? And he used his pad, yes, but he also used his stick and kind of just like directed it right to Jaden Schwartz alone at the side of the net. He easily buries that one, puts it into the open net, and I think we all sat up in our seats a little bit, because lately, 3 of their last 4 games, the Oilers have blown any lead that they had in the game, and we were worried it might happen. What was your vibe report right here at this point?
Honestly, I was kind of like, oh no, we're blowing another lead. Let's hope this doesn't happen. Let's stay composed. I saw the goal go in. I can understand why people were maybe angry at Pickard, but at the same time, I wish a defenseman picked up Schwartz there. But looking back at it, that was a play that just happened very quickly. I was looking back here. The first shot that Pickard saved happened at the 38-second mark, and the goal didn't happen until the 33rd-second mark. So there was a lot happening in a very short amount of time. And Picks, I thought he made the right saves. Unfortunately, the rebound control just wasn't there, and Jaden Schwartz was at the right moment at the right time. So you would like your defenseman to kind of pick him up, but yeah.
Yep. Hey, I mean, you're going to make mistakes. He's backup goaltender for a reason, and he's still the W, baby, a big orange W. Also, Tyler's Pants says, yeah, we're sweating it at 3-2, not going to lie, especially for puck line bettors like yourself. I was a little not pleased with that one, but shout out to Leon Draisaitl, scores his 29th of the season in an empty netter, 29 for 29 in his 29 age season as the Edmonton Oilers defeat the Seattle Kraken 4-2, their first matchup this season. Calvin Pickard makes 15 of 17 stops for an .882, while Philip Grubauer makes 28 of 31 for a .903. So his numbers go up. There we go. And Calvin Pickard's, which we're at an .898 coming into this game, will, I guess, technically go down. Motherfucker, are we ever going to get a 900 goaltender this season? Yes, we will. Yes, we will. And it will be Stuart Skinner. Let's go now to the good, the bad, and the oily. Brought to you by Oodle Noodle, the best spot to go pick up some. You can pick up, you can get delivery, you get whatever you want, man. Oodle Noodle, they are elite. They are, without a doubt, the place that I eat out the most in this entire city. I mean, we're company men here. We're company men. They are a sponsor of the program, but we love them this weekend. Hey, tomorrow, Sunday, final, I guess, regular season week, Sunday for the NFL. Holy shit, am I excited for Vikings Lions.
What time is that game?
Sunday nighter, the 6th
Really?
game.
Holy shit.
Winner gets first in the NFC.
Go Lions!
Loser gets 5th in the NFC. Wild card spot has to play a road game. So much on the line. And the only way that game gets better, Brett, a little bit of Oodle Noodle.
Absolutely. Yeah, you know what? You go ahead, buddy.
I was going to say, the Vikings, we obviously know Bag Milk's a big fan of them. But is it true that they're just a big disappointment in the playoffs like every year?
I mean, if we remember what Stephon Diggs did
I was
down
going
the
to say the
sideline,
mini miracle.
that's kind of the coolest.
I hope it happens.
Dude, I'm a Sam Darnold truther. I also clipped it. I have it on my phone where I said on O&E to start the football season, Sam Darnold will throw for 4,000 yards plus 320 on Bet365. Cash that shit and 30 touchdowns.
I really hope the Vikings lose, and I hope they get eliminated early in the playoffs because Bag Milk, for being an NFL fan in his first year, has had way too much fun. It's not fair.
He won our fantasy league.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I know.
It's
He beat
BS. And now
you lost everything in fantasy this week.
did.
Yeah.
This guy picked
I showed the chat the license plate the other
They
day.
win. He wins fantasy football. Brett guy here has to support the goddamn Bears.
Yeah, I don't care about this game. They're divisional rivals. I don't give a shit.
All I care about
I hope they both lose.
the New England Patriots just need to lose a game tomorrow, and the draft runs through me.
Go Elks!
Let's go. Let's now get back to hockey talk.
Yeah.
We got sidetracked. Let's go with the good this evening, and we went with Jeffrey Scotty Skinner. He registered the assist last game, and he gets on the score sheet this evening, and it was a much-needed goal. I mentioned his celebration. Fired up beyond belief. It's been tough sledding so far for Jeff Skinner this year. Has not worked out the way we thought it would. I get people's questioning of why has he still not been given a top 6 opportunity. Connor Brown has been getting one right now. Kind of feels like everybody and their dog besides Jeff Skinner has been getting that shot. I don't know what it is, but he's found a way to produce this weekend on the 4th line. Yesterday in less than 10 minutes, and tonight he scores a beauty of a goal. It hasn't been very often this season that we've been able to put good and Jeff Skinner in the same sentence, so I took full advantage of that this evening. We've already touched on it, but the good was Jeff Skinner. I won't say great, but he was damn good.
I have no issue with this. And like I said earlier, I wish he got a little bit more ice time. He didn't even play 10 minutes, but he got that beauty of a goal. And I hope the coaching staff recognize what he's able to do with the puck when it's on his stick. Maybe put him with a few more playmakers like a Draisaitl, like a McDavid. However, the only thing is Draisaitl's playing pretty well with Arvidsson and Podkolzin. And Jeff Skinner, like last couple of years, 24 goals last year, 22, 23, 35 goals, and then 21, 22, he had 33 goals. This is a guy who scored 30 goals in the last number of years here, and it's for good reason. He's a good hockey player, but for whatever reason, the Edmonton Oilers just seem to feel like he's not gelling.
Yeah, I can see that. Other goods in here I'm seeing people say. Jessica, good, dry. He's just so fun to watch lately. It's just kind of like a given. Like it's so obvious. Dry. Good doesn't even do it justice right now. Great doesn't even do it justice. Extraordinary. That's the word I'm going with. Extraordinary. This is another good here I like from Southpaw. Brett, we touched on this last night. Hyman can drive his line, it feels like. That was my biggest question yesterday on pre-gaming is Zach Hyman, we know, and think that's part of whatever Team Canada that he didn't get on the roster is you don't know what he can do without 97 right next to him. And frankly, a lot of us Edmonton Oilers fans haven't known what he could do without 97. We haven't seen it a lot in his Edmonton Oilers tenure, but I thought yesterday, again today, Hyman, he's good, man. And you forget that when he's on the top line, because he doesn't have the puck on his stick all that often, right? You give it to 97, you give it to 93, you go to the hoop, you do what you got to do. Feels like more on this third line, he's had the puck more on his stick, entering the zone, trying to dangle guys, trying to make moves, skilled plays with the puck. It's been pretty encouraging to see, I can't lie, and I hope Doug Armstrong has been seeing all of this. Brett, would you agree Hyman's shown an ability here that he can be the leader, the play driver from the wing on the third line?
Yeah, 100%. And something that I noticed with his play on that third line is he's willing to carry the puck more.
Yeah, totally.
He's willing to carry the puck more. And willing to shoot the puck more. And it's just, it was very impressive. It's creating opportunities. It's fighting down low for the puck, creating chances as well with the hard work that you've already established. I've been very impressed with Zach Hyman. I'm very happy with what we've seen from him on that third line. And again, just gives you depth. Like again, you're moving forward and heading into the playoff stretch and the playoff push. Not everybody's going to be healthy. There are going to be guys inserted into this lineup, and all of a sudden you're going to be playing with new guys that you might not have been able to play before. But like Jason Demers said on O&E, and I said this yesterday as well on pre-gaming and After Dark, there's not many teams that where you can just toss guys first line, second line, third line, fourth line, any game, and it works. And it works for the Edmonton Oilers. We've seen Kasperi Kapanen on that top line, Connor Brown on that top line. We've seen them go nuclear with Connor and Leon and Hyman as well. It's a great flow. They understand. Knobloch knows how his team works, his nucleus works, and it's working so far. It's very positive to see, and it also makes you feel like it doesn't matter who you're able to insert in this lineup at the trade deadline or whenever move happens, it's going to be relatively seamless.
We spend a lot of time bitching about the line blender, and then it's times like this that you're like, man, I'm happy that exists. And if an injury happens, lay off, chat. Lay off. If it were to happen, you have the confidence that anyone can play with anybody on this team. Like the example I always give is Matthias Janmark gets first line opportunities in spurts all the time. He's 97, likes him, he trusts him. He's done it with him 4 years at points. Bang. That's a good point here made by everybody. Now, at the same time that I say all of this, I don't know how much longer I want to see Zach Hyman on the third line, driving his line. I've liked the experiment. I've liked Connor Brown here and there. Not more than Zach Hyman. I think it's time to switch CB back down to the bottom six. Maybe if you want to keep Hyman down there, you can give Jeff Skinner that opportunity, but Nobby seems pretty set at this point that Jeff Skinner is not getting into the top six, but he did for a couple shifts earlier in this game. With the good comes the bad. It's kind of honestly funny that we don't have the replay for it. Let me know in the chat if you guys had anything bad else that you could think of. We were struggling. Like, once again, our bad yesterday was letting them hang around. We could have kind of done the same thing again for this without deleting any words. We said the Pickard rebound because it was ugly. We also could have done the Kapanen giveaway because it was equally as ugly. No, actually, probably a little bit more ugly. Both of them, they were bad. If there's anything else throughout here, like, I'm not really upset about anything. 4-2 win. Would I have liked a point night? Would I have liked more? Sure. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, I bet you assist and you decide to score. That's on me. It's a bad move by me. That's the bad. Is there anything else bad? Pretty positive game tonight.
Greta McDavid.
Shit, good point, dude. I was going to leave him for my doom, but...
Same, actually. Shit.
All right, let's move along. Let's go to the Oilie then, and we'll save that for our dooms. The Oilie is the weekend sweep. The back-to-back 4-point weekend. Always hits. Doesn't matter who you play, whether it's the Ducks, whether it's the Kraken. The Oilers came into this against the Ducks, Sharks, and Kraken. 22-4 in their last 26 games. Make that 23-4. They dominate these teams. I bet puck line It's just a sign of confidence in the squad. And while they did play with my heart a little bit, and really over the last 48 hours, they have been tinkering with my emotions. They found a way to win both of these games, as you would. Doesn't need to be pretty, doesn't need to be those point nights. We continue to see Leon Draisaitl fucking dominate this league. Hyman driving play on the third line. Jeff Skinner, breakout weekend here as well. Calvin Pickard gets a dub. Stuart Skinner gets a dub. Was hell of a weekend here in Oil Country.
It's the best way to start 2025. We're undefeated in the new year. I hate to say that, knock on wood, but it is fun. You can't complain. 4 points in the bank. I don't know where that puts the Oilers in the standings. Are they 3 or 2 points behind Vegas? Regardless, it's great. And
LA won, damn it.
Now they got to fly across the U.S. and take on I believe the Boston Bruins on Tuesday night.
Boston Bruins on Tuesday, Pittsburgh on Thursday, Chicago Blackhawks on Saturday. Also, let me know if you listen to Taylor Hall on Spittin' Chicklets.
It was a good time.
Because I think I'm gonna have to be crushing that one this weekend.
It was good, actually. I really liked it.
I mean, you put Whit Dog and Halsey together. I'm gonna listen to that.
It's always fun when they reminisce about Edmonton.
It really is. It really is. The way Whit talks about Edmonton and how he loves Edmonton, but is so fully aware of how shitty at hockey he was when he was here, and how his ankles couldn't hold up, how overpaid he was. And I don't hate the player, hate the game. It's whatever. I love you, Whit Dog.
It was funny because I mentioned, I think it was not Whitney, it was Business. I was like, did you guys even make the playoffs at all?
No.
It's such a biz question to ask.
Did you see the clip of them getting the custom trucks? They got, yeah. And just right at the start, and Biz was like, "Did you get one, Whit?" And Whit was like, "No, I was a pigeon."
They're also starting to spoil it board. They're like, "Oh yeah, there was one time where we shut down the entire water park for us, so we raced down the slide for like 6 hours."
Dope.
Like, right, when you think of when Halsey and Ebbs were the kings of this city, they were so young, so immature. Be like,
the best part,
the kids in a candy shop.
We would do the exact same thing.
I know, that's right. I'd still do that now.
It's like Justin Bieber racing.
I took one thing away from that, and he said, Hall was like, "You know what? One thing about it, I had some fun in Edmonton." It's like, hey, you should come back.
Yeah, we'll leave it at that. Let's go now. That'll do it for the good, the bad, the oily. Brought to you by Oodle Noodle. And now it's time for your booms and dooms of the evening. Brought to you by Odd Company Nation Beer Everyday Lager. Perfect for game day, perfect for every day. Pick them up, both Odd Company locations in the Edmonton area or liquorconnect.com. Go to your local liquor store attendants. Tell them to start buying these bad boys. They're selling off the shelves at my local liquor store. Now, that might just be because I'm buying all of them, but either way, they're flying off the shelves for game day, every day. And a couple of these bad boys, they always go down smooth. I mean, as I keep saying, 2 of these per game. You're feeling good, you're feeling loose, but you're not.
This morning.
You're not feeling anything.
Never mind.
Great sale, Wazzy. Great sale.
All right, yep. I see you're already. Chat knows, man. I'm going to have to say it. Throw your booms and your dooms into the chat. Brett, I would love to throw it to you, but I've been doing that way too much to you lately.
You have.
Waz, who's your boom?
My boom is going to go. Jeez, I got to think about that. Calvin Pickard for getting the W. How about that? Just because he came in, he provided some solid saves. Wasn't perfect, but he helped the others secure a W. Yeah, the save percentage didn't look too pretty, but I'm just happy that Pickard's getting W's under his belt. 9 of them on the season so far. I'm just looking in the chat here as well. We've got some boom. Oh yeah, I did. Is that what you were laughing at there? Yeah, I see. Ryan Jones is in the chat. Decade of darkness goat,
dude. Ryan Jones. I love that dude back in the day when he would score his goals and his celebrations. Brett, perfect time here. Also, show off your shirt again. Who are you giving me for boom this evening?
Not this guy, unfortunately. Yeah, no. I'm going with Vasily Podkolzin.
Bang.
And I was about to be very mad that you were going to pick him, and I'm happy that you were unprepared. Vasily Podkolzin, for me, obviously got the goal. But outside of that, he looked like he had a bee buzzing around his head. He was fantastic tonight, just skating all over the ice. Won a lot of puck battles. Tonight was an exemplified. Tonight exemplified what Vasily Podkolzin does so well and why he stays on that second line with Leon Draisaitl has been all year. It's really encouraging to see now again, seeing him score that goal. And maybe the last time he scored that goal went on a little bit of a run. Not saying anything, but I'm going my boom. Vasily Podkolzin.
Boom, 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 boom. For me, a lot of people here put goals in. Pods for the boom. Also, Austin being the like police, as I love it when he does. Get the likes up, people. Come on, you're watching. Move your thumb slightly over. Bang, hit it. And I appreciate you. Thank you very much. Percy says, Kulak. Shout out, a man after my own heart. He was solid everywhere tonight, and he deserves his flowers. He deserves his goddamn flowers every night because he flies so under the radar, just does good work. So under the radar, I wasn't even going to mention him. You're holding me accountable right there. I like it. Austin says Skinner goal. Boom. Yeah, also like this from Dogs. Boom. We scored an empty net. For me, I'm just simply going with who somebody also just said here. Let me find this. From Omer. He says, this is starting to become Dry's team. My boom is
That's
Leon
sweet.
Draisaitl. He gets 2 points tonight, cashes my bet. He is now on a 14-game point streak, I do believe, right? Yeah, 14-game point streak.
Yeah.
In the NHL, which is the highest in the NHL, I do believe, so far this season. I get it. He scored the late empty net goal, whatever. He was involved throughout this one, delivered that pass to Vasily Podkolzin. Dry is playing the best hockey of his career right now, which is insane to say for a guy who has a Hart Trophy in his trophy case at home. And yes, I think I might push back on Omer a little bit there. It's always going to be 97's team. He wears the C. I even think Leon Draisaitl himself would say that. He said it aplenty in his career. But his ability to carry this second line all on his own, lead the league in goals where we've gone through the numbers. It's, 3-4 power play goals on the year for him.
Mm-hmm.
He's getting it all done, even strength, which, yes, he plays in spurts with 97 here and there. The majority of those 5v5 minutes are coming with Podkolzin, Arvidsson, some other guys like Kapanen at points. Leon, you're on fire right now, and I'm giving Leon the boom this evening. And frankly, for the past, 38, 39 games this season? Something like that. He's getting booms all throughout. And go off, King, about your doom this evening. We waited for it. Who gets the doom, and is he the captain of the Edmonton Oilers?
No, actually, I'm going to let that be yours.
You son of a
So
bitch.
my doom going to go to the Seattle Kraken because unfortunately they've been dealing with some injuries, and as we saw, Brandon Montour played 29 minutes of ice time.
That's insane.
That's buddy. Just take as many ice bags as you can.
29?
29 minutes.
Is this an NHL playoff game?
I know you would think so. Like
What?
that's what Darnell Nurse was putting up when we played Winnipeg in those.
Yeah.
I don't want to
Yeah.
talk
The
about
bubble
that.
playoff.
Yeah, but that's just the Seattle Kraken. They're not having a great season overall. They've been kind of just stuck in sixth place in the Pacific Division all year. Because I every week I do the updated standings for the Oilersnation socials, and I barely have to change the Kraken because they're always sitting in sixth. I think they were in fifth once, seventh once, but always just in that sixth spot, it feels like. And San Jose and Anaheim have switched spots here and there for the battle for last place, but the Kraken have been the definition of mid, and to their credit, they've had some injuries this year, and they haven't really taken a step forward, it feels like. They have all these young, high prospect players in Matty Beniers, Shane Wright. These guys really haven't been trying to take this franchise forward, and they do have some veterans and some good depth forwards, and I don't know if it's Dan Bylsma, who's just been not running the ship too hot. Like the Seattle Kraken, I don't know what their future is, but it feels bleak there.
Yeah, it does. I mentioned it to you guys on pre-gaming. Feels like quite a while ago that they won their first round series against the Avalanche.
Yeah.
But it really wasn't that long ago. It just feels like it was long ago.
Jesus, boys. Like, chill. It was 2 years
And
ago.
it's like, Frank.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I got a bad memory.
But you're talking about, they have some very good prospects coming. Edward Shala's coming up as well.
Where's Jagger Fergus at?
Well, there you go. There's another good prospect.
Where's he been?
I don't think it's bleak. I'm sorry, but this felt very pointed to a team that, they have you saying that they have no future essentially when they're 3 years into their existence was wild.
Okay, maybe that was a pretty hot
I'm
take,
sorry, I had
but-
to check you at the door.
like, and typically, the Kraken, their captain's been out for a little while. Jordan Eberle's hurt. Like, it's just like Frank Saravalli said a couple years ago about the Canucks, and he labels the NHL like they're kind of right now in no man's land where they're not really gunning for like a top 10 pick. They're just kind of in the middle of nowhere.
I also don't see a ton of like great building blocks on this roster. You got Matty Beniers, who's been disappointing.
You said roster, not prospects.
Yeah, that guy's prospect, right? But like Shane Wright, disappointing. Schwartz, good, old, mid. Jared McCann, didn't say McCain. Nice, shout out me. Mid, but like good. Burakovsky, Stevenson. They're all young guys. None of those guys are really that young. So it is kind of in me. I can understand with like the limbo argument, but as you mentioned, couple years into the existence of the team, and they did, as I mentioned, beat the Avalanche in a 7-game series years ago. But it's because of my bad memory. It just feels long ago. I don't know what it is. Brett, do you have a doom?
Not overly. If I really had to give one, it would, I guess, just be similar to what our bad was yesterday. Was just letting them stay in this game. Like, and this again, I said in pre-gaming, don't expect. You guys said it would be a point game. I was not too confident that it would be a point game.
It's a lean-on point game every game, baby.
Yeah, exactly. But just it didn't feel second of a back-to-back. You have to travel on that back-to-back. It's the beginning of a little bit of a roadie as well. So I was okay with this game. You won the game. You got that extra one. You made sure that they didn't get that third
Get in,
goal.
get the fuck out.
Exactly. It's a win. You move on. Really, I don't really have that pressing of a doom here.
Yeah, and my doom, we kind of touched on it there, was threw me under the bus, so I'm going to have to be the one to say it. Cop out. I'm going to add to that cop out. I'm going to make the chat say it for me. Hyman must go back to McDavid. Doom, McD, missed breakaway. Matthew, McDavid wants Hyman back on the first line. They'll be back together on the first line eventually. McD has been struggling recently.
Well,
like even on his point run, he seemed to be struggling. Is he okay as in hurt? I don't know about that. I think we're having very revisionist memories right here. I will say that in this game, he once again, much like yesterday, looked frustrated, looked off of his game, and I'm saying this totally tongue-in-cheek. Maybe 97 needed 18, not 18 needed 97. But McDavid, right, I believe he had a penalty today, back games with penalties. You could just kind of see the frustration. I mentioned it in yesterday's game. We know it. The man loves to pass the puck. I'd like to see him shoot it more. That's clearly not going to happen. 97. You do whatever you want to do there out on the ice. We would like to see him shoot it a little bit more just because we know what he's capable of. I miss 64-goal Connor McDavid. I want that guy to come back. And something tells me that the performance of 97 over here in these last 2 games, maybe 3 games, even the LA game, but we know what LA does. They play him physically, and they shut him down. But he was still, getting points, still on that point streak. I think this little bit of, I don't even want to say like downfall or anything, just whatever, his play fading away a little bit. I think we're going to see Zach Hyman back on his wing in no time, possibly Tuesday against the Boston Bruins.
Well, yeah, I mentioned to you earlier, Jack Michaels pointed out. That
Good call. Thank you.
This is the first time in McDavid's career that the Oilers have won 2 games in a row without a point from 97. He also had like 5 giveaways.
Yeah, he did.
So not the prettiest of evenings from
I believe
97.
it's back-to-back games. It has to be back-to-backs.
Yeah.
Sportsnet Stats has it as well. Shout out Jack. Shout out Sportsnet Stats. Couldn't do anything without you guys.
Hey,
as
long as if it happens in the playoffs, that's the concerning part. By saving it all for the playoffs.
No, exactly. Somebody just said Leon's enjoying center stage. Just give him center. Yeah, no, let him have his moment in the sun.
Back to you,
as a guy who already has an MVP to his name, though. Let's go. Let's talk some bets. Bordzy's Bankroll brought to you by Bet365. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Open an account with them today. Bet on a huge range of markets. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary. Download the app. Use the promo code NATION. Hit it for me, Bert, because we went 2 out of 3 this evening. Should have got even greedier. Should have went for a Nuge goal. I went with the assist plus 145. Nope, doesn't happen. He does, however, score, gets his goal on. How many shots did Nuge have? Okay, just 2 on the evening. And then the second one, been cashing a lot this season. Leon, 2+ points, plus 125. He gets the empty netter. He has the assist on the pod. Coles in goal. Cha-ching, plus 125 there. And then the other one, Oil puck line. The -1.5 means you got to win by 2. Well, the Edmonton Oilers. So Leon with that empty netter cash both of these bets because I got the 2 points and I got the puck line. A good old-fashioned sweat. You got to love it. 2 out of 3. And even there at that point, the whole final minutes, I'm like, Nuge, pass it to him. Nuge, pass it. Don't be selfish. You already got one. And, 2 for 3 on the evening. Got to feel good about that. Let me know in the chat if you guys hit any bets this evening. Matthew, did you profit?
No, I didn't.
Brett, did you?
Think I got profits?
That's why Bordzy's bankroll is king, brother. We've been doing very well over probably like the last 30 days here, I'd argue. Lance Kane, I need you to go back throughout the tape again and do what you did last year because I'm not going to do that. But yeah, you're my boy. You're my boy.
Lance Kane.
There's a lot of reasons why I love Lance Kane, and that is definitely one of them. Also because he helped coin Cup, yeah. Cup, yeah.
It's a cup, yeah.
It's a cup, yeah. Let's get a plug in here quick for the Nation vacation as well. March 30th to April 2nd, 2025. We're heading to Vegas. Shout out to Flair Airlines for this one. Go check out nationgear.ca for more details. We're checking out the T-Mobile Arena in bougie fashion, baby. The Stella Artois Lounge, where all your booze, all your food is already accounted for. So it's time to pig out. Time to, you want to get nuts? Let's get nuts, baby. And then we're going to be hanging in the casino. We'll be staying on Fremont, I do believe. Circus Swim, which there apparently is a swim up sports book. Brett, we can't even process that. I'm so excited for that aspect.
So there's trouble. It's so much trouble.
Can we do like cannonballs to the pool?
Sure, buddy.
Sure, man.
I'd love to see you do that.
Whatever you want, man.
Is that a fat joke?
That was a fat joke.
Good.
That was. but you didn't answer.
I'm going to do it.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, you will.
Cannonball. We got breaking news. Shout out to the Nation vacation. Going to be a very good time. And gentlemen, is there anything else we haven't touched on here? Oh, I guess I could. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I know that. I know that.
Okay.
I know that. I'm trying to talk about Edmonton Oilers hockey.
What?
I guess, what the fuck am I doing? Get the point. Get the shotgun and beers, boys. I just want to give some love to the PK. Went 2 for 2 this evening. And on the PK, I mean, the Kraken, I mentioned it mid. You go through their numbers, whatever. I feel like the Oilers, they dominated down a man. Like, they barely allowed any shots. The shot category was so in the Edmonton Oilers' favor in this one. It was never really close in that shot category. Shouts out to the PK. They continue to get better and better and better as this season goes along. Tyler's Pants said, Bordzy about to bankrupt Vegas. I'd love to. Like, that would be sick. But then you guys wouldn't be able to gamble on Bet365. No. We got to let everybody enjoy. Yeah, that's really all I had left in my notes. I said the call on McDavid was weak. Nuge keeps scoring goals. All right. Let's get to the point here then, Brett. You want to get nuts? Let's get nuts. We do have a tradition. I guess I'll just close this. Yep.
Yeah, I know. I was trying to think about how.
I didn't think that one through. So we have this tradition here, Oilers Nation After Dark, which, funny enough, I don't think Pat has ever been here.
Yeah.
When we've won back-to-back games. Well, it's cover for me. I have to go get one. Or do you have it right there for me?
So should I explain to him what's... So our friend in the chat, Austin, said, I don't remember exactly how or when it started, but he said, boys, shotguns if we win tonight. And we said, man, maybe, blah, blah, blah. And then Aaron said, well, if we win both games, then maybe we will. And this was
no free ads.
This was about a month ago. They won, and we have done it ever since. So, Aaron, I need you to cover for me while I now.
Shouts out, big shouts out to Austin. Also, Ryan asks it, and he said, bark it out. as well. I appreciate you guys in the ONAD chat so much, but you already knew this. We have a lot of fun here. We got the best job in the world. We're also sponsored by beer companies and bars, and it's one of the best jobs you could ever possibly have. And the family we created in here. So Austin, we basically do this for you. I gave you more than enough time to get your can ready right there, as you requested. Cheers, boys, because it's a cup year.
Cup year. That's impressive.
That's good.
That always amazes
That's
me.
good stuff right there.
I haven't shotgunned a lot of beers in my life, and it's just what amazes me at how fast it goes down. I don't know how it works. Like what makes it so easier to shot? Like
Gravity.
Gravity.
You don't have a choice.
You
It's gonna
pop
go over your
open
face.
you pop open the tab and all the air comes in.
Okay.
You ever heard of 9.81 meters per second squared, man?
Oh my god, that sucked today.
Brody, math? What the fuck is that?
Yes, it's probably science. Gravity's science. Either way, we love you. That's it for us here at Oilers Nation After Dark. ON content coming back Monday, ONE on Monday, and then you'll see us Tuesday when we take on the Boston Bruins. So these next games are all on the road. So they're all, I believe, the next three, all at 5 p.m. So we're going to be pre-gaming technically in the afternoon at 4 p.m., but I know you'll all be there. I love you all. Peace out, and shout out to all our sponsors, Greta Bar Yeg, Odd Company, Oodle Noodle, Bet365, Come On the Nation Vacation, and shout out to each and every one of you. I love you all. Sleep tight. Good luck. Go Vikings tomorrow. Go Vikings tomorrow.
No,
and
go
go Bills,
Lions. Go
because I need the
Lions.
Patriots to lose a game and get first overall pick. I love you all. Peace out. Sleep tight.